And Dwight Howard, Nimrod figure around the league, subject to a lot of criticism, but he says he takes comfort in playing the game he still loves.
Basketball. This is my passion, you know, on the court. It's my sanctuary.
It's an interesting concept that Dwight has to take something very seriously in order to have fun. He does say he has a burning passion to win a championship. He's been in the finals, and this is a guy that's got still a lot to shoot for, he feels, in his career.
It's a great point, Kevin. And the challenge for Dwight is how to balance how serious he is and how passionate he is.
Hello? Yeah. Playing 2K. On the game. Yeah. Yeah, Porzingis, yeah, he's real good. Yeah, he kept on doing the putbacks. Like he's really good with it. Yeah, Lopez is good. Yeah, Lopez is garbage. Like, I don't know why they even have him on the team. He's... Yeah, he's a bum. Yeah. They're both bums.
Here's Jackson. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. To the inside.
Yeah.
Young with the steal.
Better than not being the one.
Roberson's got his second bucket of the night.
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots, and quite honestly, it's paid off for them.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Jackson with it. Roberson gets the bucket.
I can't.
Roberson's got 6.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Larkin dishes to Freak.
Exactly.
Just 5 to shoot. From past the arc. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
And look here at the Heat, how they ranked in the NBA last season. 3rd in blocks, 8th in assists, and they were in the top 10 in steals as well. I mean, this is a team that really gets after people defensively. Deflections, pressure on the ball, all of that leads to steals.
And as you mentioned, so many blocks for them last year. Some highlight reel rejections in that mix over the course of the season. No doubt about it.
Outside Leonard. Here's Larkin, guarded by Jackson. From the high post. Rebounded by Jackson.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be. Firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far. They have got to box out better than that. That putback's just another example of what a difference there's been between these two teams.
Here's King. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. And the first one drops.
Check out the stats for free. He has 8 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
Are you serious?
For Miami, they have looked good at the line. They're perfect in 4 attempts. And that one misses. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Heat out front.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday they played. Tomorrow at 3:30.
Okay, guys, that wasn't the kind of basketball I had in mind, especially on our home court. Let's go over what happened. If things are going to change next half, we have to get out. We didn't do much of a job closing down their shooters either. I don't want to see them. Good shots are the priority, not quick shots. We're a better team than we've shown tonight, and we know that. Just start this half with a clean slate, and we'll see what.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn.
And welcome back to the second. Deckers checked in for Chris Bosh. And here's Brooklyn. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
King in at point guard. Hickson is out there at Greg Monroe. Then there's Warren, and it's Mills in at the 2 spot. So that's the Nets 5. King against Wade.
Move the ball.
King outside. Clock at 6. He had his back to the basket for over 5. That'll be a turnover.
All right, a moment here to check out stats for Goran Dragic. A very nice season for him last year. He averaged about...
Wait, how good is my fade?
...16 points a game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays they materialize.
For sure. Great anticipation. Peripheral vision is there. Natural talent as well. Really shining through.
Higher grade. Better passing.
They set the screen. Now here's Winslow, covered by Mills. Puts up a 3. Offensive rebound, Howard.
That's a walk.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Dragic against King. That drops. King's got 11.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Here's Young, and he bangs it home with one hand.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, he does not waste one of them.
And you know what? It's always going to be a powerhouse finish with him. We know that for sure.
Dragic kicks to Decker. 5 to shoot. Brooklyn with the rebound. Warren's got 3 rebounds now in this one. King outside. The three, it's deflected.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Come on.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Heat.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Now that we have a chance, let's go to the 2K leaderboard and reveal last season's top shot blocker. Second is Dwight Howard. JaVale McGee, fourth.
And when either of those guys are on the floor, that low post defense is immediately something their teammates don't have to worry about. That's a very comforting feeling.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Hickson. Hollis Jefferson comes in for T.J. Warren. And Shane Larkin subbed in for Patty Mills. King, that's good.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
50 seconds left to play in the third. Launches a three. It's hauled in by the Heat. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And they tailored a fantastic, I thought, offensive game plan. And that win, I mean, they knew exactly how to exploit the holes in that defense.
And exploit them they did. I mean, they exposed them tremendously. They kept so much pressure on the defenders over the course of that game that the defense really never had an answer.
Got a piece of it. They get it back, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. A platoon swap here for Brooklyn.
Alright, I'm about to start dishing medicines.
And Miami has possession. On the court for the Heat, Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Decker is out there with Chris Bosh, and it's Lyons in at the 3 spot. Wade passes to Bosh. And it's Dragic off the drive. Clock at 6. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Dragic has got 10 points in just the second half. King against Wade.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Freak dishes to Hickson. Freak kicks to McGee. From 13, it's rebounded by Bosh. Bosh has got his 5th rebound in this one.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
And King, here we go. Over in the corner, Warren. McGee a screen. Shot to end this cold run. Here's King. The shot is off. Now the Heat take it the other way. Here's Lyons. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
And he makes the first. And a new group getting ready for Miami.
Taking 2 shots.
He hits both from the stripe. We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Fires for 3. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Bruh.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
Harris with it. Out defended by Freak. And it's Harris off the drive. Shots good by Baines.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
And it's Freak missing.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Can't have another one. Shape up. Shape up.
Ain't nobody want to join your shitty ass thing. I'm good. I'm chilling. Let him ask him.
Miami's gotten off 12 shots from beyond the arc tonight, hitting 7 of them. Harris against King. Bogaric. Rebound by JaVale McGee. Brooklyn's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range.
Move the ball.
King against
Stick
Harris.
it too much.
To stop the run, King, the pass to Hickson.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Shooting for Brooklyn.
No good on that one. The Nets making a switch here. Larkin's checked in. Chris Bosh is checked in for Miami. And he's good on the second.
Are you selling? Are you soliciting? Are you selling your body?
Can you believe what he's saying to me right now?
You're dressed like a slut.
I'm waiting for my boyfriend.
Hello? Alright, I'm coming.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half.
she selling sex? She is, isn't she? You're a prostitute, man. How, is it not illegal? Is it dressed like a slut? Why are you dressed like a slut? Are you selling? Are you soliciting? Are you a prostitute? Are you a prostitute?
Very disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
It's like a slut.
Thank you. Wow, she a hitter. Bitches like this ain't shit, son.
And hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
You know, give them credit for still battling here down the stretch, but I think it's too little too late.
Simply delaying the inevitable here, Greg. I mean, at this point, even if they miss the free throws, there's not enough time left.
Andre Robertson, he's checked in for the Heat. Now here's King. He's tightly guarded.
2 minutes.
Five on the clock. To the inside. Here's Hickson. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. Brooklyn making some changes. Myers-Leonard comes in for JaVale McGee. And Hollis Jefferson subbed in for Warren. The Heat also with a sub. Jackson's checked in. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Bosch. Takes a big height bounce and goes in.
I love that stroke that you saw from Bosch right there.
And King, here we go. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws. Boy, they're making it look easy here. I mean, they're just automatic from the line.
And both free throws good from Freak. 1:27 left in the fourth.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Heat.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Dragic. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Bosch kicks to Roberson. Here's Baines. He's covered by Leonard. And the rejection by Leonard. Shot clock at 3. Here's Baines. No good. Great D that time from Leonard. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Larkin dishes to McGee. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Bosch, a screen on Leonard. Shoots off the step back. Connects. The jumper drops.
And really no better feeling than to go on the road and play this well and get the win.
Yeah, it's always a good win when you play the kind of game they have played tonight. I mean, especially, though, when you get it done on the road. That's a special, special feeling there.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Goran Dragic. He came out of the locker room at halftime with some nice shooting, going 3 for. And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it's the Washington Wizards as they'll be playing against the Brooklyn Nets. And for Brooklyn, they split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. Already in this new year, we've seen several teams establish themselves as frontrunners. Shaq, how hard will it be for them to keep up the momentum?
Ernie, it's a long season. Injuries, trades, anything can happen. One more long. You just got to take care of your business. The rest takes care of itself.
Well, you know what? Every team does hit a rough patch in a long season. So how you respond is ultimately how you dictate your success.
Wow, Kenny, you sound like a politician.
Oh, no question. Vote for me tomorrow.
That'll do it for us. Thanks for tuning in.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony.
Ready, gentlemen?
They're just off a road trip, and the Wizards are looking to... Settle back here at home. This game again for Patty Mills. And now just over a minute played here in the first. So for Brooklyn now, King. He's in at point guard. Monroe is out there with Brooke Lopez. Then there's Warren.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to.
And the Nets with possession here. Trailing by 2. Well, we all know that Freak changed sides recently, but it's a challenge he's up to and wanted it. It can be intimidating, you know, Clark, to join a new team, but I think he's okay with that.
Yeah, I think so, too. I mean, he knows there are going to be some rough spots and a bit of a learning.
Here's Joseph. 9-point game his last outing, and he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Wizards out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the prizes.
All right, fellas, still anyone's ball game right now. A few things from the first half. The amount of scoring we got from close.
Get ready for your Wizard Girl.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the Been making some changes. Johnson comes in for Charlie Villanueva, and Bradley Beal subbed in for Gmoneyirl. Then for the Nets, Young's checked in for Monroe. Hollis Jefferson comes in for T.J. Ward, and King subbed in for Patty Mills. Setting the floor for the Nets. King, he's in at the point. Young is out there with Hollis Jefferson, and a new group in for the Nets. Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a loss to the Heat.
And nothing went well offensively on this night for them. They were just completely destroyed.
And so it's the Wizards with the W. A confident win and one where they cleared.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Bradley Beal. He found his rhythm in the second half and there was no stopping him. And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the
Are you getting the ball as much as you'd like out there? That kind of thing doesn't matter to me. As long as we're winning games, I don't care how much I have the ball in my hands. I really don't. The team comes first. You know that.
How's your relationship with the coaching staff? Are the rumors of friction accurate?
Friction? Look, there's no friction here. I don't know where you're getting your information, but I've got a great relationship with the coaching staff here. A lot of respect for Coach, too. Anything else you think you're hearing is 100% false.
So have the early stages with the new team been everything you hoped it would be?
I'd say so. I felt like this was the best fit for me and my family, and so far this organization has been nothing but great for me. I look forward to building on what I did out there tonight and taking this team as far as I possibly can. Long road ahead, but I'm ready. So, thank you.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith, and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. We'll watch the Brooklyn Nets in this one as they go up against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, they've only come out in front in one of their first 3 games so far, so a win tonight will be important to them, to be at 500 instead of 3 games under. You look at LaMarcus Aldridge and all that he's been able to do in his career. While he might not be the best power forward in the game, he's certainly top 3. What do you think, Kenny?
Well, on certain nights, he's the best. You know, he does things and has a skill set that's a nightmare matchup. A lot of guys can't do that. 2010 is just a regularity for him, but
every diamond's a flake. I'm sent to the plate.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Here in Brooklyn, we have an interconference matchup with the Nets looking to create some cheers for their home crowd. They're getting their first look at move in for the Nets. Leonard, he's checked in for Lopez. Young comes in for Monroe. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for T.J. Warren. And King subbed in for Patty Mills. On the floor for San Antonio, Darren Williams out there with Carr. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Festus Ezeli. And it's Snell in at the 3. Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a loss.
You can't attack somebody verbally. You are a fucking retard if you think so.
The Wizards.
Yeah, major problems at the charity stripe in that game. They just could not convert their free throws.
And that makes it hard to win, especially on the road. You get a chorus of about 20,000 yelling at you every time you put one off the rim. Boy, that's got to wear on you.
And that one's good. Ezeli's got his first points of the night.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And the trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
And the resume on Darren Williams, how he performed last season. Last season chipped in 11 points per game, 7 assists and 2 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? And so they choose to intentionally foul. And we've reached halftime in this one.
All right, thank you, Kevin. And Tony, you guys...
Okay, everybody, pay attention. We definitely got some stuff to go over from the first.
Every dime is a flake. I'm sent to the plate.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Lopez. Young comes in for Warren. And King subbed in for Patty Mills. And an intentional foul right there. 8 seconds left to play in the third. And the foul called on Freak. And so he's picked up his... And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them...
Well, Marcus, this is certainly a good...
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey, y'all. Ernie Johnson here, along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille LaMarcus Aldridge.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.
Whoa.
Peanut butter and jealous. Fuckers hate it because they ain't it. These motherfucking peanut butter and jealous. Fuckers hate it because they ain't it.
Peanut butter and jelly.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Our featured matchup tonight in Chicago, where the Bulls will be going up against the Brooklyn Nets. And for Brooklyn, they're in the midst of a 3-game losing streak, hoping to break out with a win tonight. We'll see if they can shake off the cobwebs. And Kenny, tonight we have 2 of the more veteran rosters in the league competing. Obviously, a lot of experience out there on the floor. What kind of game do you think we'll see with all these vets?
Well, with vets, you're going to see good floor spacing, guys who take care of the basketball, and they're going to get back on the defensive end. You don't have to coach guys like that. You just let them go. You're going to be doing all the little things that make the big difference in winning and losing.
You're right, Kenny, because both teams have seen everything. No one's getting fooled out there, Ernie. Comes down to who can make the big shots.
With the tip-off approaching, it's time to go courtside, and Kevin Harlan.
The great one, Michael Jordan. His mark left indelibly on the city of Chicago. It's the NBA on 2K Sports.
She has a nice body, but she's ugly.
Looking at Chicago, they want to turn it around after that loss to Toronto.
You know, I don't like to use the word shock, but that was a shock.
Nets trail by 10. King outside. And Henson sends it back. An even 3-on-3 break. Carter Williams kicks the butt. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. And it's 7 points for Butler.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket.
Damn, no chill.
But on that one, they were there. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there. And they go to the intentional foul. Mills, who's checked in for the Nets. And we've reached halftime in this one. Bulls lead by 11.
Hey, Kevin.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
Excellent game we've seen from Derrick Rose. He has 15 points and some assists, too. How about 3 of them?
No idea we'd see a performance like this.
Here's King. And Clark, they're going to have to make a pretty big comeback here.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think the clock is a factor right now, at least not yet. I mean, they don't need to change their pace of play. Keep attacking.
I'm not really sure. I think it's be a mistake to let the shot clock get under 10 seconds from here on out. And you know what? His finishing ability is not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Butler kicks to Covington. That's good. Covington's got 5 points now this quarter.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. King against Carter Williams. Jacks up a 3. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Bulls leading by 18. And he commits the... We've got 13 seconds left in the third. And the foul called on Freak. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, he'll make the walk of shame back to the bench. He gets to watch the rest from the sideline.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin.
Gentlemen,
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jimmy Butler. Just a monster first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team early on, a huge factor.
Well, you know, when Butler's on the court, he's going to come at you in all sorts of ways. I mean, defensively, offensively, this guy can just flat out play. Let's not forget he's an all-star, too. He had a...
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey there, and thank you for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. This NBA season didn't take long to get interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our interest. Say hello to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shaq. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Detroit Pistons. And guys, for the Pistons, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. A few moments here before we start the game, let's talk shooting guards. Kenny, some have said the talent at that position is the weakest it's been in some time. Which young shooting guards do you think are poised to fill that void?
Well, James Harden's already there. You know, we're talking about Kobe and D Wade's departure as the top guys, so to speak. Klay Thompson, versatile shooter, defender, two-way player, as you love to call him, Ernie.
You know what you named 2, Kenny? We're going to take it to 5. I'm going to give you 3 more. Jimmy Butler.
Oh.
On the floor for the visiting Detroit Pistons. At power forward. At the shooting guard position. 6 feet 7 inches. Number 22. Milos Tabhar.
The Nets play before the hometown crowd. We've got it for you tonight, live from Brooklyn, New York. The Pistons coming to town, hoping to notch this one here in this one-game road trip. They are still putting the pieces together right now with just 1 win in their first 5 games so far.
And over the course of the season, they'll see these guys 4 times, and they've already... dropped the first game, so this is a get-back game. I think confidence-wise, they need to get the win here.
Yeah, it's funny how certain games on the schedule can take on added significance, but I agree. This is a win they'd love to have.
So it's Detroit now, outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
Kevin, I know they feel terrible about how it turned out. I mean, the game was really going as expected.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And so they foul intentionally. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we...
Ladies and gentlemen, your...
Okay, guys, we got a few minutes here. Let's go over a few things before we get going again. To start with, our offensive rebounding has been off the charts, really terrific, and stay at it. I want you attacking the offensive glass like your lives depend on it. Ball security was probably our high point.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn...
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
And what a tremendous game for Johnson. 10 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top.
So for the Nets, Young comes in for Greg Monroe, and King subbed in for Patty Mills. On the floor for Detroit, Jennings runs the point with Jackson flanking him. Young is out there with Amir Johnson, and it's Billar in at the 5. Got a piece of it. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Still Nets ball.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. King, and they get it back. 4 on the shot clock. Off target with his 3.
Boy, in the film session, they'll say that was a well-challenged shot.
And Jackson with the basket on the assist from Brandon Jennings.
Yes,
Jennings has got his 4th assist in this one. King against Jennings. And King, here we go. For the 3. Offensive rebound.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now.
Yeah, I need to get on Facebook. That's what
King, he's in at the point. Greg Monroe is out there with Brook Lopez. Then there's Warren. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game. Reggie Jackson. He showed the composure and cleverness that only a longtime veteran could possess. A vintage performance from a very savvy player.
Listen up, everybody. Reggie Jackson, he can bring it. He's got a lot of skills. He can pass, he can dribble, he can shoot. And tonight, he brought them all. He's a dangerous player when he's focused and locked in.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
Welcome to live practice. This is where you can improve your... It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Well, for Atlanta, the game tonight marks their second of 4 meetings they will play this season, and they come into this one feeling pretty good after winning the last time they met. And the clock ticking down to tip off. Kenny, you won 2 championships, might I remind you, back to back. Explain to us the makeup of a champion.
Well,
and not the makeup you're wearing right now,
I never
but the makeup of a championship team.
However, number one is to believe. You have to believe and trust.
Michael Duncan is dead.
Trust is the most important thing. And most people think trust comes from on the offensive end, but it's trust on the defensive end. Meaning, Ernie, if I'm going to send you baseline, I said that's the game plan. I have to trust that my teammate's going to be there. And I'm going to do it regardless if he misses his assignment 1 or 2 times. That's the trust you have to have.
Ernie, you know what?
The Nets play before the hometown crowd. We've got it for you tonight, live from Brooklyn, New York. Last outing for Atlanta, they won that game against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And what a luxury.
Oh, wow.
Nets trail by 5. A chance now to go over to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Mike Budenholzer.
We discussed their game plan defensively, and he mentioned that controlling Greg Monroe will be crucial. He said Monroe is a guy who could score inside, rebounds well, and his passing really sets him apart. Their offense runs best when it goes through his hands, so pressuring him and staying vigilant is essential for us. Guys, can they slow him down?
And as always, Doris, thank you. King against Teague. Poked away. And here we go. Teague heading to the hoop. That's good. Teague's got 8. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Atlanta.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing.
Look at that shot! How did that go in?
How about that?
Oh! And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Lopez. Young comes in for Greg Monroe. Hollis Jefferson subbed in for Warren. The Nets making a switch here. Mills is checked in. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Feeds it to Urebko. The Hawks trailing. And that's an intentional foul. Mills, who's checked in for King. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Rivers checked in. A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. Atlanta making some changes. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. On the court for Atlanta, we've got Spencer Hawes, Jonas Jerebko out there with Ilyasova. Then it's Hollis Thompson, and it's McCollum in at point guard. King, that's good.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target.
And so we conclude the first half. Nets lead.
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with us. What's the attitude you...
I'm done.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Brooklyn making some changes. Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Monroe. Hollis Jefferson comes in for T.J. Warren, and King subbed in for Patty Mills. King, he's in at the point. Young out there with Brooke Lopez, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3. So that's the Nets 5. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose? Atlanta will go for a different look here. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Horford. Ilyasova comes in for Paul Millsap. Jerebko's checked in for Rivers, and Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Jeff Teague. .20 seconds left in the third quarter. King outside. Comes up empty down low. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Nets out in front. They lead by 18. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Welcome back as we get ready to start. And so it's Brooklyn easily.
Kevin, we have Brooklyn.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Now let's take this opportunity to check out our Jordan Player of the Game.
They asked an awful lot from him tonight offensively, and he delivered. When they needed a big bucket, he was the guy they turned to, and he delivered, like I said. I mean, this guy was unbelievable. He did not shy away from the moment.
I love the contribution he gave with his long run.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.
No chill.
on some chill. We go 0 to 100 real quick.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Last game for Memphis, they picked up the W against the Mavericks in Dallas. That game a high-scoring affair. We'll see if this one turns into a shootout as well. Year after year after year after year, he just helps his team find a way to win. Mike Conley, a soft-spoken star in the league.
Yeah, you know what? He never gets the recognition he deserves because he some other great players, and then he's just not flashy. But he is the most efficient guard probably in the Western Conference, maybe second or third, maybe in the Western Conference.
And
Efficiency.
He gives you something in every aspect of the game. He's a fantastic leader. He does a great job of leading these guys. And I agree with you, Ken. He's underrated. He should be talked about a lot more.
That'll do it for now. They are ready to tip things off as we get you out to Kevin.
He said Western?
Live from Memphis, Tennessee at the home of the Grizzlies, we're broadcasting from the FedEx Forum. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Back in Memphis, the Grizzlies tip off the beginning of a homestand. A great start of the season for them, playing very well so far.
And guys, when you look at Memphis, they have hit the ground running this year. The work they did in the offseason has paid huge dividends right away.
Sure it has. I mean, they came out of the preseason with a real air of confidence. There may not have been many outsiders who believed in them, but now plenty of people do.
And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. We've got Bill.
Watch this. Oh nah, chill. Boy. Boy. Dead.
Birds aren't What if birds aren't singing? They're just screaming because they're afraid of heights. How the fuck did I even get up this high? I'll jump! I will end it all! Hey, whoa, Jeff, what's with all the score? Oh my fucking god, somebody help!
What the?
throw, such an important part of the game. Here are the league leaders in that department. Second, Myers-Leonard, and of course, Jarrett Jack.
Neither one of these guys is going to waste an opportunity from the foul line. They just don't give away points. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood.
And an intentional foul right there. Brook Lopez is checked in for King.
His third personal foul. First team foul. Now into the lineup for the Nets.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Conley and Allen in the backcourt. Hamid is out there with Green. And it's Gasol. And at the 5, down low. Just 5 to shoot. Conley with the 3. Some changes for Memphis. White is checked in for Gasol. Rozier comes in for Tony Allen. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Mike Conley.
I don't get why it's so funny.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Jazz got down to business. He finished with 15 points and was effective from long range as he got that scoring line by dropping in a good amount of threes.
That'll do it for the first half. Nets out in front, up by 8. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
All right, fans, let's get up.
Okay, that was some strong work in the first half. Let's talk about what we got to do to keep this crowd out of the game.
All right, Memphis, you got your Grizz.
The second half just about to get going here. And Memphis making a change here. White's checked in, and a switch here for Brooklyn. Kings checked in. Brooklyn leading by 13, and Brooklyn looking who they've got. King, he's in at point guard. Greg Monroe is out there with Brook Lopez. Then there's Warren, and it's Mills in at the shooting guard position. And now hit aside. Conley out there with Jarrett Jack. Then there's Green. Then it's Marc Gasol. And it's Allen in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and...
Kevin, we have
the 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson again, folks, alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Time now to take a quick peek at our Jordan Player of the Game.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunity. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, savage as hell. That boy is a savage boy. Yeah, boy.
You're always going to have people who don't believe that you're really good at what you do, you know, and that's probably more so because they haven't figured out how to be good at what they know or don't even know how to do, you know. So,
here we go.
You know, that's just what it is. You know, every level you reach, you're going to come against obstacles, and you have to combat those obstacles in order to move forward. It's almost like playing a video game. You know what I mean? And then the prize is your sanity. Word.
Come on with it. 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 Me and you getting it on.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Charlotte Hornets going up against the Brooklyn Nets. And for Brooklyn, playing above 500 in the last few weeks, not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. Well, Charlotte has seen some players come and go over the last couple of years. When you look at this composition of this Hornets team, Shaq, which player do you think is most vital to their success?
Well, Al Jefferson, a.k.a. Baby Fundamentals, is their leader on the floor, on and off the court. From a pure numbers standpoint, Ernie, he's the guy giving the team the highest offensive production.
Hey, don't forget about Kemba Walker, man. And we forget about him when we talk about handles in the NBA. He's in the top 5. He's not 1, 2, or 3, but he's in the top
10,
5.
not top 5.
He's in the
Cut it
top
out.
5 of handles in the NBA. Kemba Walker gets it done.
Dikembe Mutombo has better handles than Kemba
Oh,
Walker.
you're tripping, man.
I do, Kenny. Trust me, I do.
Another Dikembe Mutombo sighting.
It's time for Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew.
Oh, shit. Boy.
Greetings, everyone, from Charlotte as we bring you an Eastern Conference contest live from the Time Warner Cable Arena. The Nets log another stop on their travel schedule in today's matchup. They've been picking up some steam, and if they can play this well all season, they'll be in excellent shape.
This is really a good team, Kevin. I mean, not only is it a good team, but it's a fun team to watch, and it's really nice to see them put it all together. This is a fun basketball team and a really good one as well.
No doubt about it. They've grabbed a lot of people's attention here, and we're hearing a lot of...
Myers Leonard. Thaddeus Young. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it.
This boy's a savage, boy.
King with it. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Tony Roden out there with Kemba Walker. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Inglis in at the small forward position. And so they foul intentionally. Mills, who's checked in for King. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Hornets lead by 1. And we'll be back for the...
All right, Charlotte. Ladies and gentlemen, your Hornets.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. We've seen Kemba Walker really having a great game. Bazemore's checked in for Damian Inglis. And a switch here for Brooklyn. King's checked in for Patty Mills. And that's an intentional foul. And so here's Charlotte, and the foul called on Freak. And so it's the Hornets who've come out on top.
Well, gentlemen, I'm here with Al Jefferson, and certainly a nice bounce-back win for you guys tonight. You got some help from the bench that seemed to make a significant impact.
Oh, yeah, man. It's just real good. Playing well with that second unit, man. It was just, you know.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey, y'all. Ernie Johnson here, along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille Kemba Walker.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I'm Ernie.
Hey, go. My first. Why they old as fuck though? Like in their 30s and shit.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll watch the Brooklyn Nets in this one as they go up against the Magic in Orlando. Checking out the Magic, they've taken a turn for the worse in their recent games, and even though it's still early in the season, they can't be happy with the direction they're headed. Fellas, it seems like so much goes into being successful at the professional level. I want to ask a more general question. What was the key to your success as a player and as a champion?
You know what? Most people would say you would start at the top, but I'll start where it began. Wilmot Benjamin, Tom Donahue, coaches who've helped me at my AAU, early stages out, then going to the late, great Jack Curran in high school. Those were the ones. And honestly, there's no bigger than family. My brother Vince and my dad were the ones who really got me there.
Well, you got to have great teammates. You know, I'm the first one to say, yeah, I have 4 championships, but one of my favorite teammates, Big Shot Bob, he saved me so many times. Another one of my favorite teammates, B. Shaw, he saved me. Rick Fox, he saved me. So, got to.
The Nets are out of Brooklyn as they take on their Eastern Conference rival in today's game. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports.
Sunset, is this the world by your place?
Sports midweek presentation of a change here. Gray's checked in, and a new group in for the Nets. Leonard, he's checked in for Lopez. Young comes in for Monroe. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Warren. And King subbed in for Patty Mills. Setting the floor for the Nets. King in at point guard. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Young. Then there's Myers Leonard. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Not sure what that was.
And then for Brooklyn, J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Monroe. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Warren. And King subbed in for Patty Mills. And for the Magic, Payton and Oladipo, the explosive backcourt pair. Muscala is out there with Vucevic, and it's Harris in at the 3 spot. And so a pretty lopsided game for the first half. Magic out in front, running away with it. And now let's catch up with Doris.
Well, Nick, you got...
Okay, pay attention so we can cover some stuff. We're capable of much better basketball than we played in the first half. We need better ball movement on the...
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. You look at Tobias Harris. He has really been playing well.
Always been a dynamic scorer.
Here's Gray. 7 points in the game. And now they decide to foul intentionally. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. King in a 2-guard. Hickson is out there with Greg Monroe. Then there's Warren. Oladipo, good.
Then he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
That is good.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Miles Plumlee's checked in for Vucevic. Payton passes to Oladipo. And it's King with the rebound.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
For 3, no good. And Orlando the other way now. The wide open look here for Oladipo. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And he's looking to really stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have, still letting it fly from long range.
King. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter.
And so it's Orlando taking this.
Nick,
the 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Nikola Vucevic. What are your thoughts, Shaq?
Let me tell you guys, Vucevic has a lot going for him, and I'm not talking about the cool name. His basketball IQ is crazy high. He makes great decisions and rarely turns it over.
I think his efficiency from the field was the biggest factor in this win. He made over 60% of his shots. I don't care if you're playing one-on-1 or one-on-5. That is a great percentage.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies up against the Brooklyn Nets in their house, Barclays Center. Looking at the Nets, 6 wins in their last 10 games. They'd like to play even better. Tonight, a chance to add to their win total. Well, Coach Dave Yeager on the bench for the Grizzlies, as always. He's a coach who completely embodies the roster and franchise that he works for. Kenny, what can you say about Yeager's approach and how he handles his team?
He's not a guy that's going to be flapping his arms around. He's very quiet, hardworking, probably overlooked on how good a coach he is because his demeanor is so calm. But he's got a very practical approach. You know, everything he does. He's not flashy, but he's very effective, guys.
He embraces analytics. And he wants things to be backed up with facts when he's making his decisions.
Do you embrace analytics as well, Dr. O'Neal?
No, I do not.
Why not?
No such thing.
What do you mean?
No such thing.
Sure there is.
It's not.
There's advanced stats, analytics.
What did you look at? What did you look at?
Smats.
What did you look at?
I looked at you in your eye.
And said if you could play, you could play.
I look at you in your eye and determine if you were going to be barbecue chicken, fried chicken, or souffled salmon.
When you look at me in my eye, what do you see?
Lasagna.
You guys are making me hungry again.
Let's go to Kevin
You look
Harlan.
Italian today, Ernie.
It's a road game for the Grizzlies, and they're facing an interconference matchup in today's game. A time-honored tradition, the NBA on 2K Sports Sunday Night Hoops action. Delighted to have all of you with us here tonight. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke.
Ready to go?
Looking for a different outcome this time around. The Memphis Grizzlies took the loss in their last matchup in this season series against the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, they couldn't do any better than a shooting percentage in the low 30s on that night, guys, and that's pretty much a death sentence.
Yeah, I can't name a team that's going to find a way to win shooting like that. I mean, they never had a chance with the touch they had that night.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. Conley out there with Shabazz Muhammad. And it's Green in at the 3, the small forward.
That's the wall.
Lopez with the block. Here's Topcar. Green with the block. Outside Conley. Passes it to Muhammad. Gasol goes in and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on Monroe.
Line 80%.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
Free throw good, Gasol. And so he makes both from the line. On defense, Memphis outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
And really, had they just shot their average from the free throw line in that game, I think that probably changes the outcome.
No doubt. I mean, because there is...
It's Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Lopez. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Warren. And King subbed in for Patty Mills. Jarnell Stokes, he's checked in for Memphis. Allen comes in for Green, and so they foul intentionally.
You're not sure what the second.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Is here for the Grizzlies. Jarnell Stokes, he's checked in for Randolph. Allen comes in for Jeff Green. And the first half is now in the books. Memphis out in front, up 11.
All right, now, I want everyone here. All right, now, I want everyone here.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to go. So for the Nets, Young's checked in for T.J. Warren, and King subbed in for Patty Mills. King, he's in at point guard. Greg Monroe is out there with Brooke Lopez. Then it's Young, so that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And now they decide to foul intentionally. King against Jack. Marcus Gasol picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
King outside. Here's the 3. Jack with the rebound.
That's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. to come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they...
Well, Mark, congratulations on this win.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Marc Gasol. Talk about lighting it up in the second quarter. My word, that was just huge, and the impact carried them through the entire game.
Well, Marc Gasol is right in the middle of the conversation about the best centers in the NBA. If you're talking strictly about defense, well, Gasol is the conversation. Just not about D, as we saw tonight. He got tremendous offensive game as well. Did you see that turnaround? Woo.
His offensive performance was the main reason they walked out of here with the win tonight. You got a sense early on it was going to be a big game from him.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. In this game, we'll see the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Toronto Raptors. For Toronto, 6 wins in their last 10 games. They'd like to play even better. Tonight, a chance to add to their win total. And guys, the fans always enjoy hearing stories from your playing days. Let's talk teammates. Shaq, who were your favorite guys to play with over the years?
You know, everyone loves the Shaq, and Shaq has 4 rings, but I'm saying it here.
They all
in
love
real
the Shaq.
life. Yeah, everybody loves Shaq.
Okay.
I'm sexy, handsome, and qualified. That's what Shaq stands
I
for.
think my question was, who were your favorite teammates?
Let me finish, Ernie. Let me finish. I'm quick to say, hey, I got 4 rings, but I could
You
not,
are quick to say that.
Could not do without Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw was a guy that always looked for me. Similar.
Brooklyn, the home of the Nets, in a fine Eastern Conference affair here at Barclays Center. It's Wednesday Night Basketball, live on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter, and they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense.
King with it. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for Brooklyn now, King, he's in at point guard. Brook Lopez is out there at Greg Monroe. Then it's Young, and it's Mills in at the 2 guard. Just 3 to shoot. Fires from 14. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a big...
Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against the Suns.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
And they go to the intentional foul. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close.
Thank you, Kevin. And
now the start of the second half. Neither side make substitutions. Here's DeRozan. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18. And the foul called on Freak. And so it's Brooklyn with the win.
Kevin, we have...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, so is Shaquille O'Neal. Time now for some highlights as we take a look at our Jordan player of the game. He simply had a dominant third quarter, and it quickly became apparent he wanted to exert his control over the tempo of the game.
His field goal percentage was excellent.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll watch the Brooklyn Nets in this one as they go up against the Detroit Pistons out at the Palace of Auburn Hills. And guys, for the Pistons, the first half of the season has not been kind to them, and unfortunately with their play lately, they're not exactly giving off the vibe that they're ready to turn things around. And the topic here prior to tip-off, so many teams in the league going up-tempo these days. Kenny, as a player, did you like that style? I'm assuming you had to love it.
Because the one thing about playing up-tempo, Ernie, it brings you back to the roots of the game, why you started playing. If you ever go to a pickup game, you ever go to a park game, no one's stopping play and calling plays. They're going up and down.
We are live from the Palace of Auburn Hills for this Eastern Conference battle featuring the Pistons here in Detroit. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Taking a look at Brooklyn, on paper you'd give them the edge, but of course they're not taking anything for granted. They'll look to come out strong and prove. They're the better team. And Brooklyn has possession. 7-point differential. Last time they met was in Brooklyn.
And they lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
And, you know, as you said, Greg, when you are in foul trouble, it makes you less aggressive defensively. And when that's the case, it's hard to offer the kind of resistance that you need to.
Here is Jennings. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose? They've got Young. Johnson is out there with Johnson. Then there's Jackson, and it's Billar in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Here's King. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. While we got a moment, let's now show you the teams that have led the NBA in blocks during the past month. The Pistons second.
They have been racking up the blocks lately. I mean, if they keep this up, they're going to be a very difficult matchup for anybody.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Pistons leading by 12. Jackson drives in, and now we've got the intentional foul. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. Taking a switch here. Kings checked in. Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a win against Philadelphia.
They drew a lot of fouls in that game, guys, and that was the one area that really stood out when you watched it.
Just lacked discipline defensively, Greg. I mean, that's why they got a lot of free points at the charity.
So for the Pistons, Amir Johnson's checked in for Drummond. Johnson comes in for Marcus Morris. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Brandon Jennings. And a new group in for the Nets. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Lopez. Hickson comes in for Monroe. Young's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. And King subbed in for Patty Mills.
Move
it. Now here's King. Ejected by Young. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's Detroit leading by 17. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And so it's the Pistons taking care of it.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game. Reggie Jackson. He had a double-double and made a huge difference tonight. He never let up, and his performance really inspired the rest of his team.
His play tonight, Ernie, was finally a bright spot for them.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal.
2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Brooklyn Nets. And for Brooklyn, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. Fellas, it is quite clear that Anthony Davis is one of the best players in the league with his contract done and his stardom. Should New Orleans be feeling the pressure to go deep in the playoffs, Shaq?
Well, I don't know what team he's going to be with, but any team with Anthony Davis should be, at very least, a playoff team, Ernie. Winning will keep him happy and up the chances he stays in New Orleans for the long haul, but this guy is woo-wee.
Woo-wee.
The real deal.
I mean, he came from the depths of the bottom of the sea.
What's up?
What's up, man? Good to see you.
How's the family? CC good?
Yeah, she's good. They're all good. Nice knowing you have family to have your back all the time.
For sure. Got to keep that support system in place. Makes a big difference over a long season. Good luck tonight, man.
Thanks, man. Hey, you know we're taking this one, right?
Not a chance, freak.
Broadcasting live, 2K Sports presents the NBA. It's Monday night. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Lopez. Young comes in for Hollis Jefferson. And King subbed in for Patty Mills. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. So for New Orleans right now, Davis is out there with Otto Porter Jr. Then there's Hill. Then there's Tyreek Evans. Count that one. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Pelicans. Davis is out there with Alexis Ajinça. Then it's Wilson Chandler. Then there's Tyreek Evans. And the foul is called. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And an intentional foul right there. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Pelicans?
And they've made an effort.
And so we wrap up the first half. Nope. It's been a one-sided affair so far. Patty Mills. Evans, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Pelicans leading by 8. And an intentional foul right there. And the foul called on Freak. And so he's picked up. So it's a narrow victory for New Orleans, pulling it out for a W. They break.
Tyreek, what was the focus on strategy for this team coming into tonight's game?
We're playing hard, you know.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now. Anthony Davis. He led the way tonight with a double-double and was a major And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For
you're always going to have people who don't believe that you're really good at what you do. You know, and that's probably more so because they haven't figured out how to be good at what they know or don't even know how to do. You know? So, you know, that's just what it is. You know, every level you reach, you're going to come against obstacles. have to combat those obstacles in order to move forward. It's almost like playing a video game.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
We're starting to get some early answers on this year's big questions in the NBA season. And here to tell us what it all means are the experts. Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm just your host, Ernie Jones.
No one's an expert.
Huh?
No one's an expert.
Well, you guys try. And coming right up, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Brooklyn Nets. Checking out Brooklyn, they went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that string of victories tonight. We will be watching Russell Westbrook in this one, and we hear from so many players and coaches who all say Westbrook has the mindset of the greats. What does that mean to you, Shaq?
You know, he plays with the swagger and the confidence, you know.
Downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, enjoying extensive new development and rejuvenation. We're coming at you from the Peak Chesapeake Energy Arena in beautiful Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, as the Thunder prepare to take the floor. And the Nets head back to Brooklyn after today's contest. They come into this one very confident. They feel like this is a game they should win against a team that struggled. We'll see if they can take care of business.
And right now for the Nets, they've staggered along here early in the season.
The Thunder leading by 8, and he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. King is in at the point. Greg Monroe is out there with... And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Kings was superb. He had 20 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. A performance like this was just the trick his team needed to snap their losing streak.
Thanks, Doris. He had a heck of an outing that night, GA.
Yeah, he really did, Kevin. I mean, a very professional performance. Played hard every single second he was on the court.
Guys, that's what we expect from him, and he rarely lets us down, and he certainly didn't let us down that night.
J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Brooklyn, and that's an intentional foul. And so we conclude the first half. Now the second half about to start up. And a different look for Oklahoma City. Chris Humphries has checked in for Ibaka. Nick Stauskas comes in for Gerald Henderson. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Greg Monroe. Tonight we saw all the reasons why he's been an established presence in this league for as long as he has. Clutch play from a great veteran.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not
back.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
I'm Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny the Jet Smith and along, and we're loving every minute of it. Tonight, we'll be watching the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Nets in Brooklyn. And for Brooklyn, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball, looking to tack one onto the win tally.